Over the years as a private pilot, I've developed my concept of personal minimums, but one thing I've never really done is gone out and actually put those limits to the test. We finally had a sunny day, which was like the first time in the history of Tennessee, so Andrew and I of course jumped at the chance to go flying. When we got to the airport though, winds were forecasted to be pretty strong and only getting worse throughout the day, really right on the border of our go, no-go call. What we opted to do was jump in my airplane together and go feed off of each other to really test our minimums and see if maybe we needed to adjust those.
Alright, come on. That's some ground effect for you. Ooh, a little flat. It's been almost 3 months.
To say that winters in Middle Tennessee are unpredictable is an understatement. The last time we flew was in November. We had an awesome time flying formation and flying into this perfect sunset, but since then, a lot has changed. For starters, the airplane went through an extensive 100-hour, giving it some TLC and correcting a lot of the things that have been kind of degrading over the year of 2019, where we put almost 700 hours on the airplane. I had 4 long cross-country trips planned, had to cancel all of them due to inclement weather. I traveled to the Atlanta Aviation Social put on by the Traffic Pattern podcast, and I argued with a guy who actually had the balls to reach over me and close my window shade. So to wake up on a Sunday morning and see the sun shining made it absolutely irresistible to go flying. So it's like the first sunny day in history out here right now, and I'm really debating on going flying. It's kind of a dilemma just because the winds are a little out of my comfort zone, and I'll go and admit, I'm a little rusty. It's been 3 months since the last time I was in the airplane, so still sitting on the ground watching things, but I may just run with scissors and go for it. I finally got my new elevator installed. I mean, newish, new to me. Had a problem with the old one where where it actually mounts was cracking the mount itself, so the easiest way to fix that was replace the whole thing. So that's what I did. This day started out with winds being within 10 degrees of runway heading at 10 to 15 knots, which is totally manageable. However, within the next couple hours it was 17 to 25 knots, quartering to direct crosswind. For Gibby, this was outside of his comfort zone in his Cessna 150. That's why he opted to ride with me. This was also beneficial because now I had somebody to help manage the workload of the airplane, and my primary focus could be on aviating and not necessarily all the other components of managing the aircraft.
Probes, takeoff light.
Number 12994, Nashville, tell you ready to go.
994 is ready.
Number 12994, runway 20 center, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, 20 center, 994. Alright. Yeah, still on both. Make sure full rich, car beats in, lights are on.
Nashville Tower 96.
Rolling through those memory items.
VFR back to John 2.
I'm entering 20 center, according to my iPad.
Echo Mike, Nashville Tower, roger, radar service terminated, frequency change approved, squawk VFR.
7,900 feet remaining. I think we can make that.
Number 994, turn left, heading 110, runway 20 center, clear for takeoff.
Alright, left to 110 and clear for takeoff 20 center, 12994. Alright. Airspeed's live. I have a working CHT EGT gauge again for the first time ever.
Congratulations.
And there's 60. Or not. 65 to rotate? Usually right at 60 is V1. I'll climb out at 80.
Are you knots over there, or are you,
It's actually miles per hour, yeah.
Oh, just like my 150.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the phrase personal minimums. What exactly does it mean to you as a pilot? When you're considering your minimums, you also want to consider your maximums. Here's a list of examples of things that I consider before every flight. Much of this list already has regulatory minimum standards, but it's your job as a pilot to determine if you're going to meet or exceed what's required by regulatory requirements and your aircraft. Another thing to consider is to start building in your own personal risk management into every flight that you're about to make. A good place to start is the I Am Safe checklist. Taking a few minutes and going through each one of these bullet points before every flight is a critical step in determining if you need to amend your minimums and ultimately if you should make the no-go decision.
Smart Tower 12994 with you 5 miles to the west.
2994, Smyrna Tower, enter right base, runway 19er, wind 240 at 12. Now report right base.
Okay, going right base for runway 19er, 12994.
You did not just say with you.
I did. Whatever.
So 35491, Smyrna around runway 19er, taxi via Juliet Delta, cross runway 14, wind 200 at 10, altimeter 2995.
Alright, come on. That's some ground effect for you. Ooh, a little flat.
It's been almost 3 months.
Alright, come on. That wasn't my favorite.
3900, whiskey turn right on course, remain clear of Nashville's Charlie airspace, runway 19er, clear for takeoff.
19, clear for takeoff, remain clear of Charlie airspace, depart to the west, 9 whiskey.
You want us on right traffic?
Yeah.
March 24 Romeo, runway 19er, taxi via Juliet Delta, cross runway 14, wind 210 at 10, altimeter 2995.
Alright, so this time I need to keep this side down a little bit better. We're still 80 over the numbers. Oh, man.
Centurion 210 Foxtrot, Victor Smyrna ground.
I'm not digging this right now.
Is it butter?
There we go.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
T4 Romeo, be Cessna taxi around you.
Got it.
Oh,
There it is.
yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Up, flaps up.
Yep.
There we go. Oops.
Just a little fart.
Little kiss.
Man, that one felt good.
Yeah.
It was a sloppy approach, though.
There it is. Horn and everything.
It did not set up to look that good.
724 Romeo, holding short runway 19 at
Get these damn flaps up.
via far south. 724 Romeo, Smyrna Tower, proceed on clear runway 19, clear for takeoff.
We're just like hovering on it.
Yeah.
We caught the nose wheel.
On course 724 Romeo.
That's what it was?
Yeah. Now they scratch the hell out of my window with these things.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Always something.
Oh, yeah.
I'm back.
November 1 Delta Kilo, runway 19, clear for takeoff, left turn on approved.
Been waiting for forever, man.
Poor guy.
We went off to do a little sightseeing after we completed doing some landings at Smyrna and had a good little chance to debrief our flight and really kind of talk about what we learned in this experience. For starters, I thought back to a lot of my private pilot days, really in my flight training, and this is the kind of a day where it looked appealing, but I most likely would not have gone just due to the winds. And to be candid, this may not have even been a day that I would have gone solo just because of how bumpy it was, and there's not really much point to me in going out to be uncomfortable. But collectively, the two of us in the airplane, this was a very good learning experience to really kind of go out and see what our minimums were and how we felt being exposed to them. I kind of kept equating this to a situation where you may fly to an airport where the winds are not what were forecasted and you don't really have much choice but to land. It's It's always good to be armed with the abilities and the practice to be able to manage those kind of situations.
Yeah, you can probably kick it in a little.
Station 111, Yankee, Nashville, Tower,
I don't
20
know,
center,
dude.
left and wait.
20 center lines away.
I mean, this would put us right in the numbers.
We're going this way, and we're entering downwind and coming back. For the
Thank you
left.
for that. Thank you for that, yeah.
I think you're going for 2 left. We're going 20 left.
Correct. Thank you for catching that. That would have been embarrassing.
We'd have had a face full of Southwest in a hurry if we did that.
And a phone number.
And a phone number, yeah.
Number 994, turn right, 040.
Right, 040994.
The best advice I can give when it comes to personal minimums is nobody can tell you what yours are. It's really up to you as a pilot to kind of determine what that is and what your standards and what your go, no-go criteria are going to be. Once you have that, never be afraid to amend that with changing conditions. And it's not a bad idea to go out and test it, but I would strongly recommend getting somebody you trust to help you do it, just like I did. This channel is all about the adventure of aviation, but at the forefront of that has to be safety. So I really hope you'll consider subscribing and following along with us.